So I'm Abhigya Pokharel, and I'm a senior project manager. I've been in the telco industry for 15 years now, and I've held different roles like as a project manager. I've worked in the strategic planning domain. I've been into core technical, and now today I plan to talk about DEI. So my friend Rucha has already covered some aspects of DEI and how we've been covering that in the organizations. How many of us are familiar with DEI or have been embracing some kind of diversity, inclusion, and equity in workplace? So is it a new topic for everyone over here? Yeah? Okay, that's good to know then. Then probably you'll find the session interesting. Let's start. So I start with this famous metaphor by an inclusion specialist. She's called Verna Myers, and she has explained DEI, diversity, inclusion, belonging as well, and equity, where diversity is you're being invited to a party. So you have an organization with different people of different cultural background joining in, and you, as a member, are invited to a party. That's diversity. What is inclusion then? There is a dance that's going on in the dance floor, and you are being invited to dance. So you've been included. That's inclusion. What is belonging? So there are people from different culture, different races. Some people like to dance on Western music, some dance on Hindi music, some on Nepalese tune. So you get to choose what kind of dance you want to do. So that's belongingness. And equity, that's the most toughest part, and that's the end goal. So what is equity then? It's about picking your own DJ. So you pick your own DJ and say that what kind of music that you want to be played. So this might be a little bit confusing. I mean, the metaphor itself could be a little bit confusing to understand. Let's see more in detail like what I'm trying to say. So diversity is having people in an organization. I would not only say like from different cultural background or gender or ethnicity, but I would talk about people of different experiences and skill set as well, because that's also where diversity comes in place. It does not really need to be a male, female, or a third gender, or anyone from a different cultural background, but the kind of experiences that different people with different skill set bring in an organization, that's also diversity. Yeah? But when you have the diversity in place, how do you make sure that inclusion is there? How do you provide that inclusive environment for your employees to perform? A good example would be having a prayer room, because there would be some colleagues who would be doing their prayers probably in the afternoon or in the evening. So providing them a safe place where they could do their prayers. Or maybe having a place where pregnant women, they could rest for some time. Maybe that could also be an inclusion culture. So it's about promoting a background where people of every cultural background, they feel included. They feel welcomed. Their ideas are welcomed. And they can voice out their ideas and opinions. So that's where the inclusion comes in. Now the third thing, equity. What is it about? This is the toughest one, and this is the end goal. Equity is something that is very difficult to achieve. We say that, yeah, we have a diverse team, we have a diverse culture, we have the inclusion in place, but are we treating our employees in a fair way? Do we have the fairness in treatment or not? Now, the fairness in treatment might not be same for everyone, because different people have different needs, right? You can ask a rabbit to climb a tree, but you can't ask an elephant to climb a tree, right? That's where the fairness and that's where the equity comes in place. Just like a bunch of students in a classroom perform in a different manner. And the teacher is expected to treat every children or every student in their specific way. So the tailored need is over there. Another good example that I would be giving on equity would be Many of our organizations would be giving us goodie bags, right? So during celebrations or some festivals, organizations might be giving us goodie bags. They're like, even we today, like we're getting T-shirts. They are of different sizes. So maybe we have been included in that we have different sizes. But what if somebody does not wear a T-shirt? Maybe they cannot wear a T-shirt, maybe they have some conditions where they cannot wear a T-shirt or they do not like wearing it. So what about that then? Does a goodie bag always need to have T-shirts? Probably not. So maybe for employees like that, you could give a coffee mug, a souvenir. So that's where the equity comes in place. Treat people the way they want to be treated. And that's what equity is all about. And that's the reason why it's difficult to achieve. There are different stereotypes, right? There is a famous saying by this French-Cuban-American novelist called Anais Nin. She says that we do not see things as they are, but we see things that as the way we are, as the way we want to see. So a person who is already burning with fear would always see the world from his perspective. Things are burning, things are dying. But a person who has a fresh mind, who has a lot of positivity, could see the same earth with in a very positive manner. The earth is very green, the world is very happy. So we see things the way we are. And this is very comparable because whenever we meet a stranger, we have incomplete information about them, and we tend to make assumptions. I'm making assumptions about you. I have a different opinion about you. Maybe that's not what you are, right? And that's where the biases come in. And it's very normal to have that. We all are humans, and we all have biases, right? But knowing that you have certain biases and knowing what your biases are, and taking that as a challenge and overcoming and working on that is the toughest part and is the thing that you're required to do. Because we will have biases. We will have, as humans, it's a natural thing that we have biases, we have differences in opinions, we make assumptions, but please do validate that. Because these kind of stereotypes would lead to things that could be hurtful or unintentionally, that could be disturbing or provocating to some other people in the organization. Can we have this video played?
Mr. Mishra, Akshay, Shalini, Kavita, Mr. Venkat.
No way. I was just being polite.
I am not guilty.
I felt bad.
No, that was meant to be a joke.
No. It was just a compliment.
Let's start from the beginning and see what happened.
Thank you, thanks.
Good morning.
Morning, Mishra.
Second floor?
No, fourth actually.
Did you also get stuck in the park traffic?
No, I live next street.
I ride a scooter. Very convenient. By the way, you're looking very nice.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Acha. Appraisal meeting. Don't worry. You'll get it.
Excuse me.
Good morning, Shalini. What happened?
Don't even ask, yeah. You know that Mishra ji? He thought I'm dressed like this just to impress the boss. Can you believe that?
Men know. Okay, listen, our boss in. I need to ask for leave next weekend.
Leave? In the middle of appraisals? Wait, what's your excuse? Are you pregnant? Oh, no, wait. You can use your Madrasi bonding and ask him. Of course he'll give you leave. Go. Go ask him.
Okay, I see. Na pora.
Kavita, 2 నిమిషం.
Shama, you should have been in the show yesterday. You missed an amazing show, yeah. You were so good. Hey, Ashwin, how was your show yesterday? See, it was a brilliant show.
Hello, young achiever of the year.
Morning, sir.
Morning, what's up?
Coffee?
Break already, yeah? Evening, 7 p.m, con call.
Sure, sir. I'll log in from home.
No, office.
Sure, sir.
Tea break, coffee break.
I don't know what bothers me where I work. Mr. Ji? Sir. Arey, baithiye. You don't have to. By the way, the project that was in the pipeline, we got it. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, I was talking to Pooja about how the client loved your presentation and he's very happy with it. We'll be going forward. But chota sa problem hai. The client wants to run the production in 2 locations simultaneously.
No problem.
Which will involve a lot of traveling.
Sir, I can.
I know. Which is exactly why I asked Pooja to take the lead so you can relax.
Okay, I'll just stop it over here. So did you figure out the biases over here? The unconscious biases? So I'll not play the entire video because it's pretty long. You can find that on YouTube. But I just wanted to highlight, unknowingly, unintentionally, we do have biases and we do things as such, right? So I just wanted that to be an eye-opener that, there are things that we could do in a better way to know our biases and then act accordingly. So I'll just skip that. Why are we even talking about biases or DEI in an Agile workshop then? That's a big question, right? This is an Agile conference, and why are we talking about DEI then? What's the importance of DEI in Agile? Okay? So I'll give you a good example over here. I'm a mom. I'm Abhigya. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm a daughter-in-law. And I'm a full-time employee. So there are 5 roles that I play each day. Yeah? And it's not only me, it's the same with you. You're a dad, you're a full-time employee, you're a son, you're a father, you're a son-in-law. So you also have multiple roles. And you've been managing that very well. So you yourself are diverse. So you can feel that diversity in you every day. So just imagine or just replace the me with the organization. Now me, I am an organization. There are different people over there. Somebody comes from different skill set. Somebody is good in database. Somebody is good with networks. Somebody is good with customer relationship. Somebody is good with sales. So just imagine the kind of the productivity or the outcome this organization would be generating with the diverse nature and diverse skill set of different employees. Yeah? Another example, like one of my friends, she said that, Abhigya, when your sense of urgency does not work as a mother, try to use your sense of agency. And I found it very interesting, because let's say because when you look at the speed at what your organization would be advancing, the speed of a team is equals to the speed of the least potential member, right? So that's how fast you can actually deliver. So your least, your least skilled guy is the fastest speed at which you can progress. Suppose I have a project involving German clients, and I'm supposed to speak in German. I need to communicate things in German, but I do not know German. I might be working very fast, but there might be someone in my team whose delivery could be very slow, but who might be a native speaker of German, right? So that's where the help that I take. And diversity is where this is coming into act. I might be good in something and someone else would be good in something else. And as a whole, I achieve my target. So that's why we're talking about diversity in this Agile forum, because with diverse team, you can bring in that that customer need and customer satisfaction that you're looking for. And again, with the Agile principles, customer collaboration and individual and interaction, this is a very key part because diversity plays a key part over here because you're talking about individuals and interaction and customer collaboration. So you would need diversity in place to achieve these two principles. Yeah. So I think. So how do you achieve this then? What does culture has in place for that? Why is culture important to achieve the right kind of diversity or the right kind of DEI? Because culture is important because it impacts who you are, how you want to achieve your goals, how we mentor and sponsor things, how we create opportunities. And the things that are on the top are more visible. The things like dress code, people, benefits, location, office environment is visible. But the things that's hidden, that's equally important when you talk about an organization culture, right? So are we paying attention to the things that's less invisible? Are we paying attention to safety, to psychological safety, to trust, to mission, purpose, authority, personal space, flexibility, enjoyment? Because this is what builds up an organization culture. And this is very important to have the right organization culture to achieve DEI. So please do not only concentrate on the things on the top, the things that are visible, but do pay attention to the things that are less visible as well. So while talking about DEI, how do we start then? How do we have DEI in place? First of all, you need to have a very clear roadmap. And what would your roadmap be? First, you need to understand what DEI is. Who is leading this DEI? Do you have a chair or not? Is it an HR initiative? Is HR responsible for DEI? There's one, no? What about the others? Who is responsible for DEI? Everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, it's everyone's responsibility to achieve DEI, right? It's not an HR initiative. It's not a CEO's initiative. It's not a CXO's initiative, but it's our responsible. So understanding this is very important. Then maybe you could form a team. Maybe you could have the DEI champs. Maybe you could have different communities or different circles who are responsible for doing different activities. I'll come to that later. Then you might be having any KPIs or any measurement things, like how do you measure that if the DEI is in place or not? So you could be having that as well. And lastly, you could even see and you can even measure like whether you've achieved your KPIs against the set target or not. So having a clear roadmap is very important. Like I said, that you could have different communities, different circles. Maybe you could have an inclusion circle, you could have a diversity circle, you could have an experience circle, and a circle for communication and external affairs. So everybody is responsible, every circle is responsible for a different act, for different initiatives. And that's how you could even start in your organization. So I'm just talking about the best practices over here to having this holistic approach for DEI. It starts with setting goals and measuring them. Now, why is this important? Let's see. So probably you've hired someone in the entry level, and when you see that these people, they are not reaching to leadership position. Maybe they are leaving the organization because they do not see equal opportunities. Yeah? You might be having certain data to measure them. How many people that you have hired are diverse? Maybe you are hiring them only in entry position. Are they climbing the ladder or not? Are they moving to some leadership roles? You have data, right? You have certain data to analyze. And against that data, you could measure and fix your problem. If you see that these people are the people who are being hired, the diverse team who's being hired, or the underrepresented team, if you see that they're leaving in an entry position, why are they doing so? So you need to have that statistics. What is the gender representation? Why are they leaving, right? So have certain KPIs and standard understanding for each goal. So that's one thing that you could do. Encouraging people to tell their stories, because you always want someone similar to yourself to whom you could connect to, right? You want to listen to people, you want to share their stories. So encourage, different safe forums, groups, Slacks, employee resource groups, where people can tell their stories. If someone is exiting, have the exit interview and make it very candid to help you know, like, what's the exact reason for your attrition rate, why people are leaving. So it needs to be measured. So this would not only strengthen the organization culture, but it will even make your organization more resilient. Yeah? A very good example that I would give on this telling a story is, in my organization, we had an Autism Day celebration. So many of us didn't even know what autism was. It is a neurodivergent, it's a neurodiversity. I don't know if everyone knows about autism. But when we had this Autism Day, we had speakers over there, and we had families, we had employees whose children were undergoing some kind of autism. So there is a spectrum, and they had some spectrum. So once somebody started speaking in, there were multiple stories that came in. And people could connect, they could seek help. Like, how do I seek help from my colleague? How do I provide care to my child of special need? So there was a connection, and there was a very good flow of information. And that was a very appreciated DEI movement. So that's why storytelling is important, and we would encourage people to tell the stories. At the same time, create ways to say what's wrong. It's always important to speak up. Speak up for the things that are wrong, that you feel is not safe for you. So it's very important that decisions, otherwise the decisions would be influenced by unconscious bias, which would have a ripple effect on the organization culture itself. So this is very important. The other one will be examine the rules and assumption that defines your culture. So every organization has their own culture, right? So live up to the culture. And leaders, please walk the talk. Just don't put posters on the wall, but please walk the talk, because that's how you will be living your organization's values. And last but not the least, make leaders accountable for your DEI goal. So if you have a DEI chair or a DEI sponsor who is in the CXO level, the decision-making process is going to be more easier for you. So make sure that the leaders hear your story, and you have somebody from the C-suite as your DEI sponsor. That's going to make them hear the stories and take appropriate actions accordingly. Yeah, I'm not going to play this video because of time, but again, this is about Speak Up. You'll find different videos on YouTube for Speak Up. So I'll not play that video, but I'll just come to embracing inclusive communication. How do we embrace inclusive communication then? Here's some example. Using of gender pronoun, because sometimes we like to be addressed as he or she or maybe a third gender, right? So having that is very important. Acknowledging holidays and cultural practices. Maybe some of us would be celebrating Eid, some celebrate Christmas, some celebrate Tihar, Diwali, right? So have that holiday calendar for everyone in the organization. Make it inclusive. Use of proper nouns and pronunciation of names. Because this is something that's very close to me as well. My name is Abhigya, and there are very few people who get my name correct. And when I went to England to study, people used to call me Abigail. And I used to feel very offended, because I'm not Abigail, I'm Abhigya, right? So I shortened my name to Avi, A-V-I, Avi. That's easier to pronounce. But even here in Nepal, people get my name in an incorrect way. So having that proper pronunciation of your name. So if you see that somebody is not pronouncing your name correctly, it's okay to correct them. Maybe I don't know your name, maybe I don't know Rucha's name. I'm pronouncing it right, Rucha. But somebody else might say Richa. Yeah? So it's better to ask the pronunciation and acknowledge people by their names. Using a microphone, because not everybody could hear at the same level, right? Some people might be having hearing impairment. So use a microphone, use closed captioning, because that will be easier for non-native English speakers especially, because when the captions come there, it's easier to understand. The font size would matter, because for me also, I'm wearing a specs. Somebody might have a very high power. So use the font size, the appropriate font size, because it'll be easier for everyone to see and understand what the speaker is trying to say. And sending agenda ahead of time is also important, especially for introvert and people who are, who do not want to speak up and they are reluctant to speak up and they stay back. It's better to send them the agenda so that they are they have a proper plan of what to speak in the meeting. So these are just some examples. I'll not take this. So how do you celebrate diversity in an organization then? So this is again related to, like having that holiday calendar in place, ensuring that every voices are heard. It's all about psychological safety, building strategies for creating an inclusive workplace. So this is all about what I've already said earlier. So I'll just jump to this. I do not even want to go to the challenges, but I would like to talk about some DEI initiatives that companies have taken so far. Embracing neurodiversity, again, I said like the way we did for Autism Day. Sending cultural messages on every festival, for Christmas, for Diwali, for Eid, for Ramadan. Men's community. Now, DEI is not only for females. So whenever we talk about diversity, it doesn't mean that it has to be female. How many of us are celebrating Men's Day? Do you know that there is Men's Day as well? Not only Women's Day. 17th November, right? So 17th November is Men's Day, and I don't know how many of you celebrated that. Suraj is laughing, nobody wished you. Next time I'll wish you. Yeah, so have a men's committee as well. Please make them feel included as well. You could have some stress management sessions, some thank you note, mental health awareness sessions, adult literacy programs. So these are the initiatives that some companies have taken, and these are the good ones. With that, I think we had a very limited time. So I hope you've enjoyed the sessions. You can watch more videos on YouTube. Thank you very much.